Hey everyone, welcome to day 6 of 30 Days of Sketches 2. We are moving on to PageMaps today, and I'm very excited. I really love this sketch that was chosen to be done. And I am going to go ahead and finally break into my Pink Fresh Studio Escape the Ordinary line. So I've kind of been hoarding it. It's really pretty, and sometimes you just don't want to use things. Again, I'm trying to get through my stuff though, so I'm gonna break into it and cut into it and have fun, and I absolutely love the way this layout turns out. I am gonna take a little bit of a different approach to this sketch. You'll see, I kind of have an issue with how you would make, if you can see the sketch sitting there, there is that kind of funny, weird triangle. That's not a triangle, square in the middle of the page that's supposed to be a layer. And I just could not figure out how to make that work without it just looking like a funny square in the middle of my page. So I'm going to show you how I go about that. But that is something I knew I was going to struggle with right away. So I'm going to say I probably struggled a little bit with this sketch, but being able to figure out how to fix it definitely helped. And I love the outcome. So I'm thinking that this is going to be some sort of a softer layout. I'm not sure if I'm scrapbooking Jackson or Nora at this moment, just knew that I wanted to, it would obviously probably be about one of them. And I had to use a bit of both sides of this pattern paper. So the one side, I guess, would be the A side, is that beautiful floral. It's like blue and pinky, reddy, orangey, just watercolor beautiful with, I guess they're like X's or maybe they're leaves, I don't know, but I love that floral. But then you flip it over and the B side is like this beautiful blue, like the best blue ever. So I was like, well, I've got to use both of it, and I don't want to use up too much of it because I want to be able to use it on another project, because again, I'm a hoarder and when it comes to my paper, and I never want to use it all up. I always want to save it just in case I come up with something better. And so this is what I came up with. So I'm going to use it as my strips, and I really like that. It's because it bounces off that background paper I'm choosing to use, which is I believe it's a pink paisley piece of pattern paper. I'm pretty sure it is, but it really matched that reddy pink color really well. I kind of think it's corally. I love that color though. It's fun to play with. And what I really like about it is because you can make it read red, I can like scrapbook Jackson in it, and it's okay because it's not pink, it's red, even though I hate scrapbooking with red. So that's how I use it. So I'm like, okay, now I have to figure out how to do this block. And this is what I came up with. I had laid down this piece of yellow paper, and I had it at an angle, and then I like put my hand there, and I was like, oh, hey, that would work. So that's how I go about it. So it's not like the sketch in the fact that there's not a big square there, but I do have another layer that it goes around, and then you can also see that I've obviously taken this sketch and flipped it so that it's at the bottom instead of the top, and I love it. I was so happy when I just had accidentally done that, and I love it. I love this collection. It's so pretty. And so I'm just testing it out and making sure that this is what I want to do. I am leaving a little bit of a space down at the bottom of the paper too, because I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to, maybe I'll do some journaling there. I wasn't exactly sure. So there's a little space with the background paper down there as well. And then I'm going to glue it all down and trim it all up and get it ready to go, and to figure out which photo it is that I actually want to use for this, because again, I hadn't actually picked my photo yet. So I'm going to go ahead and flip through my photo book. This is kind of my new idea of how to store my photos so I can access them quickly, and I decided that I was going to go ahead and use this really sweet photo of my little ones sleeping. Aren't they adorable? I originally had planned to do this as a photo book, and I think maybe I do. Do I? Do I not? I think I do, actually. I'm going to show you how I make this into a photo book, because I like both of the photos are basically from the same day. It's kind of the same thing. And so what I do, and then I am able to also have some hidden journaling. So I'm just going to show you quickly that I just take my journaling card that I'm going to use, and I had to trim it because these are not true 4x6s. When I get them printed, they print with white edges to them so that they're true to the photo instead of like cropping it anyway. And then I also knew that I really wanted to use this overlay that says my happy, so I have to get that all in there as well. And I just go ahead and take a little bit of washi tape. There's multiple ways to make a flip book, but this is the best. So you take a bit of washi tape and you put it on the back of whichever one you want, and then you leave a tiny little bit of space. That way, when you go to fold it, it folds really easily. If you butt it up against the photo, so it's photo to photo, it's really hard to fold. So there's that little hint to that. And then in order to make sure that the washi stays in place, you put the tape right on the line of the washi tape, half on the washi, half on the photo or the paper. And then you tape your front photo to it. And that helps make a nice solid seal to it. And the same thing when you're going to do the back, you just make sure you tape it so that the washi is getting some of the tape along with the rest of your photo when you tape it down. And that is how you can make a really quick flip book when you want to add extra photos, but you want your main subject or main focus to be in on one photo. So just so you know, a little trick there. I now get to go ahead and figure out how I'm going to embellish this, and I'm going to add a few layers here. These are mostly 3x4 and 4x6 cards, so just like Project Life cards that I'm working with. And again, just kind of going through my stash. I was just trying to see what I could use for some pops of color that I could bring in, because I don't have a 6x6 pad of any of that, so I was trying to find the colors in different ways. And then I'm going to go ahead and work on my title, and I am titling this Before They Wake, because that's what my journaling talks about, is how there was a time especially during the summer where Nora was not sleeping very well. She's back to that now, but she was really bad, and so she was basically sleeping in my bed. And then Sean would leave for work, and then Jackson would find his way into my bed as well, and I would be like, well, I'm up, because I can't sleep when they're in my bed very well at all, so I just get up and leave them there and make sure they're all nice and safe and can't roll or anything. But I just wanted to document how sweet this is, because I know this phase is gonna end soon. And Jackson hardly ever crawls into bed with us, ever. He's never been one like that. In the morning, sometimes he comes and cuddles for a little bit, and then that's it. But that is already changing as well. So it's one of those things where Jackson turns 4 this year, so he's not even that old, and that's already going away for him. So I know it'll happen with Nora too. So I need to soak these moments in. And so that's kind of what this layout is intended for and about, and I love it. I kind of struggled trying to figure out which alpha color I wanted to use for the word wake. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know how hard I find it to mix. Like, I can't do the dark with the light, and it has to all be the same color. I can't mix them very well. It's a huge struggle for me to mix my alphas, even though they're designed to be mixed. Like, it comes mixed, and I just have a hard time doing that. So I decided I didn't actually like any of them, and so I'm just going to use my paint dauber, and this is a really beautiful, almost like a rose gold, but it's not quite rose gold, but it's just beautiful. And I love this paint dauber. It is my favorite thing. Everything needs to be in paint daubers, I've decided, and I just paint it so that it works. And I really like how it kind of fades into that beautiful piece of pattern paper there, but yet you can still read it. So I loved that. And again, just building up a few more layers to use for the layering part and background of my main photo, because obviously I want your eyes to go to the photo, so I wanted to build that up a little bit. And then I'm gonna think about adding a doily. So now that I have rose gold, like I have that gold element, I need to add it in a few more places just so it's prominent and it doesn't look funny that it's there. And it helped that I had that kind of thing over my photo, my overlay that had a bit of gold on it as well. And then my final touches here are just to add these really cute die cuts. I received these from the beautiful Sarah Scraps, and I'm just, or were these from Daisy? I received them from one of my very good friends who are very nice to me and send me die cuts because I don't have a die cut machine, and they worked perfectly, and I loved the pop that it brought. And then at the very top, I know it's really hard to see, but I am using some of the puffy stickers from this Escape the Ordinary line to just add a little flourish up there, just a little something something. And that is going to wrap up this layout. I hope you enjoyed it. There is a look at the sketch one more time for you and my final take. Be sure to go check out Lisa's take for today, and we will be back tomorrow with another layout using a PageMaps sketch. Bye everyone!